Okay, so good morning, everyone. This is Steven Sunday. Um, sorry, my name is Steven Sunday, and I am a, an Algorand ambassador. I would just walk you through what to some of you who are new here. I can just give you a brief on what Algorand is, or rather what blockchain is, and then we can proceed with the rest. Also, hello, I don't hear me. Shit. Uh, sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay, can you all hear me?
Yes, we are getting you, sir.
Okay. So, and can you all see me?
Yes, we can see you and we can hear you clearly.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much. All right. So, like I was saying, my name is Steven Sunday, and I'm an Algorand ambassador. Uh, I I am my sole aim is to be able to help quite a lot of developers join Algorand and run whatever you have to run. I think last week I had a call and I got very positive feedback with people who were on the call last week. I can see one, Cyber, you are here. So probably maybe you give us updates, on what you've tried, and then then we will see where we can move from there. So I will just give you a quick run through of what blockchain is and what Algorand is, and then what we need to do and how we need to do as a community. So to start with, um, so blockchain in as a way of introduction is a distributed ledger that permits peer-to-peer transactions between two separate individuals or two separate parties, where these transactions are done in a secured and transparent manner. And of course, it's peer to peer. So there is no form of third party interference and all of that. So for a blockchain, um, part of the uh, part of what makes blockchain to be outstanding. I was in a meeting on Wednesday with some of my senior colleagues, and they are working on a supply chain protocol. And one of them was telling me that he's not tech savvy. He actually doesn't really give a whole, like, he really doesn't. Oh no, the network is really bad. I see people going and coming. Oh no, I'm sorry. Anyway, but it's okay. So let's just continue. So he was telling me that he's not really a tech savvy person, and he feels blockchain shouldn't be giving the hype that it's giving, and of course people need to slow down in terms of blockchain, and then it's having all the hype around the technology. So I told him, I said, for me, I believe it's not just about the hype, okay? It's not just about the hype. It's just um, uh, it's not about the hype. It's about how you can um, use this technology to gain what you want to gain, of course. So, and he said he was telling me that for him, he feels the technology has been overhyped. because there are quite a lot of limitations and all of that. And I told him, yeah, you can't rule out the fact. He said for a technology to be 10 years and still having such limitations, there has to be a second perspective. And I completely agree with him. Yes, there are limitations in terms of scalability, security, and other use cases. But it goes beyond the hype. Okay, we've seen real use cases, like real world use cases around blockchain and integration and all of that. If people like Binance, Duka, Bitmax, Coinbase, all those big guys, if they are still pushing for the adoption of this technology, and actually people are really finding blockchain as an alternative. I will show you some use cases as we move ahead, and we see where we'll go together. So basically, so Algorand is just a Web 3.0 technology, and sorry, I'm having some little. So it's a Web 3.0 technology, and it has actually advanced, or rather built beyond where things like Ethereum and Bitcoin stopped. Okay, so not just stopping at smart contracts alone, but of course they've gone way beyond smart contracts to implement other things. So far, Algorand has actually operated as a permission and permissionless blockchain protocol. So, for those of you who are first timers here, I will be mentioning something. So please feel free to ask me questions. Like, feel free to just interrupt me and say, you said this and I don't understand, and I'll explain. So if you can see my screen, you can see it's written blockchain in the eyes of Algorand and blockchain trilemma. Now, the blockchain trilemma is a concept that Algorand was able to prove otherwise. The founder of Ethereum, which is Vitalik, proposed that Algorand has, blockchain is either maintaining is security, is either a blockchain is secured, scalable, but not decentralized, or a blockchain is decentralized, scalable, but not secured, or a blockchain is secured, decentralized, but not scalable. And Algorand was able to prove this wrong by fixing all these flaws. And to a large extent, I bet you Algorand is really a very promising. If you follow the crypto news, blockchain and crypto news for this week, last week, and then the whole month, Algorand has made some quite massive step. Like, they've taken some really giant step to fix a lot of things in terms of scalability, in terms of security, in fact, in terms of making the whole ecosystem very robust. Algorand has really proven to be ahead of the game. These are the team members that are actually, some of the team members who are pushing for some of the things you see. So, like, sorry, I'm admitting people at the same time. I'm trying to make the presentation. I'm sorry about this. So these guys are leaders in their own field of expertise and what have you. Also, so Algorand, in terms of consensus algorithm, or rather what you call in terms of governance structure in Algorand, Algorand operates a pure proof of stake consensus algorithm where you have people participating in consensus with as little as one algo. Yeah, they can easily participate, and then they can also make decisions in the whole system. So in terms of where blocks are to be written and then certain transactions are to be confirmed on the blockchain, the way consensus happen on Algorand is the parties that are meant to confirm these transactions are chosen at random. So you with 1 million algo and you with one algo can actually sit on the same table. Let me put it this way. So you can sit on the same table, make decision, and it will pull through. So, so you with one algo and you with 1 million algo in the Algorand ecosystem, all of you are the same, like no special preference to certain stake. So, so Algorand has actually fixed the faults in terms of the flaws in terms of governance structure with operating a pure proof of stake consensus algorithm. And of course, they've fixed the issue of scalability. I will show you that. So the advantages of running on Algorand. I'm sorry to those of you who have been following my webinars and you're here. This might sound very boring, but of course, I just need to help those who are joining for the first time to just catch up with us, and then we work on the same speed. So I'm really very sorry. Okay, so the advantages is, like I told you, it has fixed the issue of this trilemma, whereby on Algorand you have not just secured, scalable, but of course a very decentralized protocol. And then it is, like I said, very secure, very decentralized, and very scalable. Also on Algorand, you can perform. We were talking with also the same senior colleague. I was in his office and I was telling him some of the advantages, why I am so plugged into Algorand and why I am deploying my solutions on Algorand is very simple fact. The fact that you can have like real-time solutions, like you can have 1,000 transactions in 4-second block time, which means like in 4 seconds, 4 tick of seconds, you have 1,000 transactions to pull through. And this is very fundamental in terms of scalability, because if I can't have 100 people at the same time using my solution, then of course of course nobody should use it. You know, I'm just being very real here, that if I have a solution which I want real world adoption, and 100 people, not just one, not a million, 100 people cannot use it at the same time, then nobody should give attention to such kind of solutions. So for Algorand, you know, this is actually very massive speed for them to have 1,000 transactions in 4 seconds. So if you have questions, please interrupt me and I will give you attention. And if not, then we will continue. So, okay, moving forward. So Algorand operates, now the smart contract that Algorand uses is, you can also have atomic multi-party transfer. So it uses a very robust and very robust smart contracts that not too complex, but of course it is very efficient compared to other smart contracts syntax or languages or protocol that you have. So Algorand was able to upgrade to layer 1, and which simply means that, sorry, I am seeing other to join, which simply means that you can build more efficient and more efficient. That's the word. More efficient smart contracts, and you can deploy any form of assets on Algorand. Just anything that you would want to build, you can have them run on Algorand. Also, there are quite a lot of enterprises that have deployed on Algorand or are integrating part of their solutions on Algorand. I would show you just in a short while. I'll show you what these guys are doing and all of that. So you have quite a lot of confidence. People are actually building quite a lot of confidence. For me, I'm looking out to developers from Africa and then from Nigeria, of course. I've not met any Algorand developer who is from Africa, and I would really love to see the talents that we have here at Algorand. And of course, there are quite a lot of incentives for developers like you who would want to join. I was on a call as well this week on Wednesday with someone from Algorand. And one thing he said, which I completely agree, is if you follow the blockchain news, like I said, there's this popular one on Telegram. It's called ICO drops. Yeah, ICO drops. You find most of the relevant top blockchain news coming on ICO drops. Yeah, you can follow them on Telegram. And if you follow them, you find quite a lot of people finding confidence around Algorand. That's because part of the things I think that will give people more confidence is the fact that the governance structure on Algorand is really very transparent. And so everyone would want to, and since it's an open source community, so people would want to be sure that they are getting value for what they are staking, So for that's just that about it. So you heard me mention Algo. Now Algo is the unit, or rather the cryptocurrency name for Algorand community. So we use algos to exchange value within the community. And so you can buy algo on Binance, OKX, Gates.io, Bitmax, Crypto.com. Crypto.com, you stake. I think they have a monthly reward of about 2% or 5%. You can check that. But I think Crypto.com has a monthly reward. Once you stake algo every month, you have return. So instead of you doing some form of Ponzi scheme, you can take hold of this. At least you're sure that whatever you are staking, you are getting real value, real money for it. And so I told you about people who are plugged in already to Algorand. You can see the list here. You can see the list. These are tech giants, okay, who have found confidence around Algorand. Now, if you know Akon, the popular musician, the guy is into blockchain and cryptocurrency. And recently he has announced his integration around Algorand's blockchain as well. So sorry, the meeting might end in 10 minutes. So if it drops, I will restart the meeting and then you can join. Thank you very much. Okay, so the next thing is how can you participate? So how can you get value out of what Algorand is doing? You can apply for dev grants. I think this is the most important one to those of you on this call. You can either build a DApp, a decentralized application, and plug it onto Algorand, or you can apply for dev grants. Now I'll tell you. Now the dev grant simply gives you incentive for creating content on Algorand, and so you can be a developer who is interested in walking around Algorand, and then who is interested in walking around Algorand and then getting value for what you give. You might not necessarily, so you can become an Algorand developer ambassador, okay, and you can get up to about 5,000 algos, I think per month or per solution you provide. So you can either provide text-based solution or video content. And of course, for video content, there is always extra tip. So I would advise, if you're doing, if you're thinking joining, you could their text, video content, so that you can make more content. Of course,
or anybody search after you.
Please,
You use it boosts already. Boosts what you post. Yeah, check. Duka. You get check.
all right. So yeah. So I'm sorry about that. I just needed to mute them. So back to what we were saying. Back to my talk. So you can. So this is the most interesting part of it for me. For those of you who are here, you can actually participate in this grant, in this developers grant incentive program, where you develop content for Algorand, and then of course you get incentivized for it. But beyond that, what I'm looking forward to is for us to build a very solid community, that we can build things. We can build very sustainable solutions around Algorand. For me, I always love having feedback, and I told you that about 4 or 5 people that were on my previous call, we've been working around some things together, and today I will be having, I'll be meeting some other people, I think 2 or 3 groups of developers, physical meeting with social distancing. So yeah, I will be meeting, and then of course discussing how we can help our own blockchain community become more robust, taking advantage of what Algorand has and what Algorand is offering. We intend to have a solution, or rather we intend to have people joining, and then us having very robust grassroots solutions that people can use easily. So if you have any question, you can ask me. You've been hearing. Oh no, I'm really very sorry that we have very terrible internet connectivity, but of course this is the best way I can do it. So any question? If there are no questions, I can proceed. Okay, I see someone is saying I should continue. Okay, so I can go on. All right, so we have, sorry, but the call might drop in the next 4 minutes. So we have Algorand's development tools that developers can use. I will just run you through these development tools. Basically what this entails is We have SDKs that developers like you can use and build your solutions on. Like I told you, we've been having, some little challenges. Well, of course, we're running our heads around it. And, but you can, if you're a JavaScript developer, a Java developer, a Python or Go developer, we have these tools that are set up for you and you can take hold of them. If you're a Mac user on the call, I have some command lines that you can use to be able to set up your own node and then, of course, interact with the node more closely than when you have to fetch data and all of that from different nodes and all and everything. So if you can set up your nodes, if you're a Mac user, just reach out to me. I will help you on that. You can see these are the command lines, the command, sorry, that you can use. Like I just had to fetch it out and then drop it on the slide here. So you can use this to be able to set up your own node, and then I will, after this call, I'm going to drop I'm going to drop the link on YouTube, and I can share with you, under the description, I would leave these details, for you to be able to set up your own node if you're running on Mac, so that you will be able to interact and then have development running very easy for you. Of course, you can also set up Duka, and then we have some tutorials on this side. We have some tutorials on developer.algorand.org. Now, on that side, you get everything as a developer. I mean, everything that you need to learn how to develop on Algorand. You have it there, like everything, basically, So if you are happy to, jump on Algorand and then begin playing around with our tools, you can go to developer.algorand.org, and you'll be able to play around with the tools that are available there. Also, you can access some form of grants and funding from Algorand, grants of almost of about 250,000 US dollars for your startups. Of course, but you need to build something very solid and something very robust and something that can stand the test of time. So not just anything, something that has real world use case. And then of course, you're looking at real world adoption for it. So if you are interested, I can show you some of the things you need to do and all of that. But of course, we could jump at VS Code and then check out some things. So I would restart the call in some few seconds, and then we could look at those other ones. So, so basically, I would drop the link, the YouTube link, and all of that to all of you who participated, so that you can check out the command lines that you need to go through and all of that. And so once the call would soon end. I'm using the free version of Zoom, so I'm very sorry. Okay, so thank you.